If you want more 1-star defenses, then stop using anti-2-star bases. Let me repeat that. Stop using anti-2-star bases. I know that sounds completely wrong because anti-2 bases are supposed to stop the second star, right? But this Town Hall 12 base taught me a simple anti-3 trick that gets way more 1-star defenses than most anti-2 bases. And once you understand why it works, you'll start looking at anti-3 bases very differently. Today, I'll break down this Town Hall 12 anti-everything base, explain the simple trick behind all these 1-star defenses, and then show you the defense replays so you can see it in action. So let's get started with the base analysis. This base uses an anti-3-star setup, and to be more specific, an anti-3-star asymmetrical design. Now trust me, asymmetrical bases are already annoying to attack. Most players are used to seeing anti-2 bases or symmetrical anti-3 bases. Everything looks balanced, predictable, and easy to plan. But when attackers suddenly see an asymmetrical anti-3 base, many of them get confused immediately because there is no obvious entry. And that confusion alone already helps the base. One example is the giant arrow value. In symmetrical bases, air defenses often align naturally in a straight line. That makes it easy to plan a giant arrow. But look at this base. Try drawing a line between the air defenses. You'll notice most of them sit diagonally rather than in a straight line. So the attacker has to angle the queen perfectly to get value. And honestly, not every attacker can do that. So right from the start, this base makes giant arrow value much harder. Now that doesn't mean the base depends entirely on protecting the air defenses, because even if the attacker clears some air defenses, they still have to deal with the Inferno Towers. And that's another reason this base performs so well. 2 of the Infernos are set to single target mode, and they are positioned in a way that makes them difficult to reach. There aren't many nearby defenses that naturally guide troops toward them, so most armies end up taking damage from them for a very long time. And remember something important. Most ranked attacks are not from professional players. They're from average players or even complete spammers. They aren't carefully planning funnels. They aren't calculating pathing. They simply drop troops and hope for the best. And when attackers do that, this base punishes them heavily. Now, apart from the single Infernos, we also have the central multi-Inferno surrounded by a huge dead zone. And this creates another problem for attackers. The troops cannot easily reach the Inferno, but the Inferno can easily reach the troops. So while troops are moving around the base, they continue taking damage. And if the sweepers are still alive, it becomes even worse. The sweepers constantly push troops away from important defenses and make them waste even more time. One sweeper covers the central section, the other covers the town hall side. And this is where things get interesting. Because now I'm going to explain the actual trick behind all these 1-star defenses. And trust me, it isn't the sweepers, it isn't the Infernos, it isn't the heroes, it isn't even the town hall compartment itself. The trick is simply this. The town hall is on the top side of the base. That's it. Seriously, that is the secret. And before you think I'm joking, let me explain. But first, this doesn't mean every anti-3 base automatically gets more 1-star defenses. The important detail is that the town hall has to be placed on the top side. That's what makes this concept work. Now let's compare this with anti-2 bases. In most anti-2 bases, the town hall is somewhere in the center. That means no matter where attackers enter, the town hall is usually the same distance away from any entry point. Unless the base has some very specific setup that forces troops to skip the town hall, getting 2 stars is generally straightforward. Attackers only need to get through part of the base. The town hall is rarely the last target, but anti-3 bases work differently, especially anti-3 bases with the town hall on the top side. Because now, the most common entry point becomes the worst possible entry point, and here's why. I want you to do a simple test. Go to your defense log. Watch the first 10 replays. You don't even need to watch the full attacks. Just watch the first 10 or 15 seconds. And I guarantee you'll notice something. Most players attack from the bottom side. Almost every time. Why? Because it's comfortable. Most players don't think too much about deployment angles. They simply attack from the bottom because it's easier. Their fingers don't block the screen. They have better visibility, and the deployment feels smoother. So naturally, most attackers choose the bottom side. Now think about what happens when the town hall is on the top side. The town hall becomes the farthest possible target. The troops have to travel through the entire base before reaching it, and by the time they get there, most of the army is already gone. The Infernos have damaged them. The sweepers have delayed them. The heroes are still waiting, and then the town hall finishes whatever is left. That is why this base gets so many 1-star defenses. Not because the town hall compartment is extremely toxic, not because there is some hidden trap setup, simply because attackers naturally choose the bottom side, and the Town Hall ends up becoming the last building they reach. And that is also why Anti-3 bases can sometimes get more 1-star defenses than Anti-2 bases. Again, not every Anti-3 base. Only the ones where the Town Hall placement takes advantage of this behavior. Now imagine rotating this base. If we rotate it and put the Town Hall on the bottom side instead, what happens? Suddenly, attackers are entering from their comfort side and getting the Town Hall immediately. The 1-star potential drops significantly, and you'll probably start seeing easier 2-star attacks. That's why Town Hall placement matters so much. So, if you already have an Anti-3 base, try this experiment yourself. Rotate it so the Town Hall sits at the top side. Use it for a few days. Then compare the defense logs. You might be surprised by how many extra 1-star defenses you get. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't a random base that only relies on Town Hall placement. The asymmetrical design, giant arrow protection, inferno setup, dead zones, sweepers, and hero placement all help. Those setups are what make the attacks collapse before they reach the Town Hall. The Town Hall placement simply takes advantage of the way most players naturally attack. And when everything works together, that's when you start seeing all those 1-star defenses. So that's all about the base analysis and the secret trick. Now, I'll show you the defense replays. And yes, some of these attacks aren't perfect, but honestly, that's exactly what you'll face in ranked mode and wars. Most attackers are average players, and that's why this concept works so well. Watch the replays and pay attention to where the attackers start. You'll quickly notice the pattern I was talking about. Here are the defense replays. And that's it for the defense replays. You can copy the base link from the description below and let me know how it performs for you. Try the Town Hall placement trick on your own Anti-3 bases and tell me if you notice a difference. If you found this useful, leave a like and subscribe because I have more ranked bases and base building tips coming soon. I'll see you soon with more bases.